Oh, it feels good to be home. Holy fucking shit. Oh, my own bed, naked to just let my balls hang out. This is the life I've wanted to live for the past week. Oh, let's see. Let me just turn this down. I might let it play in the background because I really like this song. Tomorrow's come too soon. I like this song. Alright, there we go. We can do that. We can do that. Alright. Ah, feels good to be naked in my own bed. Oh, man. I hope nobody was expecting an actual stream. Wow, she finally decided to follow her raid leader. Look at this shit. Oh, man, yeah. Wow, this is probably so. The last time I did one of these videos. Oh yeah, the old channel. So you didn't follow the new one after my I'm not gonna talk about it. I actually can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. Nah, this is going to be. So the reason I'm doing this because I wanted to do this like last week, but after this past week, it seemed like the yes, the meme worthy stream. This seemed like the best time to do it. For a lot of reasons, but the main reason is, and this is something I'm probably gonna do. Honestly, this should just be a video that I record, but I don't have enough hard drive space to fucking whatchamajig it. I don't have enough hard drive space to store this fucking video because it's probably gonna be like an hour, maybe two. Who knows? It's just gonna be me talking. Like, it's literally, this is nothing special. It's me. I thought I was gonna be able to do it with that fucking song playing, but I guess not. I could actually do it with fucking in-game 14 music playing, but not with that. But no. Honestly, I just want to gather my thoughts before the tier, and this is something I maybe look back on and a year or so. What up, Leon? Or however long. But this is just, I want to put my thoughts on paper. Well, not on paper, but I guess in video form. I want to put my thoughts out there. Something that I can look back on and watch and be like, okay, this was my mindset at this point in time. This was my feelings on the group at this point in time. I want to keep track of where my mind is when I look at Crow's murder. I want to keep track of where my mind is when it comes to the group. I want to always know where my mind was at any given point about the static. And this seems like as good a time as any to kind of gather my thoughts, especially after the week I've had and what's going on in my head. So like I said, there probably won't be any gameplay. It says so in the goddamn title. No gameplay stream, although the game is in the background because Twitch be tripping if I just sit up. This would have to be a just chatting, but I do want this to be like a 14-esque type thing. But yeah, it's just a couple of things I want to talk about to where in the future, if I look back on this video and be like, okay, this is where my mindset was at this point in time. This is how I felt about the group, and did we live up to the expectations that I set? Did we do the things that I wanted us to do? Whether we do or not is completely up to us, and holy shit, my chat covers are not up. Oh, fucking shit. Oh, hold on, fam. Oh, fucking shit. Yo, whatever. I'll just leave that one up. because I can't find the other ones. I realized I didn't have a check code on. Holy shit. So I'll just leave that one. It's whatever. If you aren't first, you're last. That is true, dude, and that is something I'm going to talk about here. First of all, let me just start by saying, Crow, if you're watching this in the future, I swear to God, if you have not bought another SSD for your fucking computer, fucking Christ, Crow, Jesus. Anyways, where do I want to start? I guess the best way to start is just, before we can talk about the current group, I guess it's best to talk about the group from last year. And just how we kind of got to this point with the members that we have. Last year, group was really good. A lot of strong players. We just didn't perform to the level that we should have. You had me and Michu tanking. You had Subs and Soma healing. And at DPS, you had Azuru, who is always amazing. We had Sayako, my boy, who also incredibly amazing player. You had Rabbi, who up until we got Reyna, I would have said Rabbi is the strongest caster. Rabbi is probably the strongest player we've had in this group. Like, don't get me wrong. None of the current members are shabby, but Rabbi had it all. Rabbi could analyze mechanics. He did fucking 99 percentile DPS damn near every fucking pull. He had a good attitude, kept my head on straight. By far, I had if I could have any, like, real shit, any old Crow's Murder member back, it would be Rabbi. If there was just one spot I could have, it would be Rabbi. Rabbi was just a blast to raid with. And honestly, I miss him. I miss him a lot. Don't get me wrong, I miss Sayako. I miss Sayako. I miss him a lot too. Everybody knows how I feel about my former scholar / co-tank for the short amount of time she was. We won't touch on subs at this point in time. That is a very touchy subject at the moment. But that group was good. It was good. Like, as much as we meme on Michu, as much as we meme him, he was a good player. Not a team player. And that is where the aspect of a prog mindset versus a parse mindset. And if there are any Crow's Murder members here, I'm going to talk about strengths and weaknesses and what I feel the weakness for every player is. So if your feelings are going to be easily hurt, I suggest you go away now. Because I'm going to go down the list, including myself. And I'm going to talk about what I feel every player's strengths and weaknesses are. And you don't have to agree with the weaknesses that I lay out for you. But I'm gonna keep it $150 on how I feel about every member. It's not gonna be like the last stream where it's a fucking hour and a half of me fucking whale hunting. Don't worry about that. This is literally just me talking about how I feel about the group. But to talk about the current group, like I said, I'll talk about the past group. We had Azuru, Yua, Sayako, Rabbi at DPS, me and Michu tanking, Subs and Soma healing. I'll start with our healers. When this expansion started, we had Alex and Soma. Those two were really good. They were really good together. Alex admitted he was intimidated healing with Soma because she was such a good player, and he felt like he didn't deserve to be here, which is wrong. Alex was a damn good scholar, and I feel like he's a lot better than he gave himself credit for. I know when he compares himself to Soma, it's just kind of like, whoa, she's fucking amazing. Soma's good, but he was far from a weak player. Alex had his weaknesses, don't get me wrong. Like, he couldn't adapt on the fly. And I know going into Eden's Gate, A lot of people were just like, "Oh, you should," which is, a lot of people tell me I should drop my scholars. That was kind of like the overall arcing thing with the past two scholars. I took a chance on Alex and it paid off. I took a chance on subs and it paid off. Um, the one thing I've learned in this game is that you can't judge a person based on their parses. It's like Soviet said. I won't drop names, but he's just like, there was a member that Crow, we wish we had listened to you on because you hit the nail right on the head. You can be straight 99, 100 across the board, but you can fucking suck at Prague. Like, at the end of the day, your parses in Prague mean nothing. Can you hit your buttons? Sure. I would hope at this point, at this level of play, everybody can hit their buttons. But Prague is more than hitting your buttons. Prague is a lot more than just hitting your buttons. Prague is maintaining a level of concentration for long hours. If you're a hardcore player, which Crow's Murder is a hardcore group, maintaining focus, being able to de-tilt when you start to really fucking tilt off the face of the planet. And that's gonna happen. You're gonna tilt. You're gonna be upset with yourself. You're gonna be upset with other members if they're consistently fucking something up that you feel the group should be past. That is the nature of hardcore Prague. Hardcore groups do blow up at each other. They shouldn't, but that's just it. You spend 16 hours a day with people, you have these high expectations, and it needs to be a situation where everybody lives up to them. Soviet asked me one thing when we talked a couple of weeks ago. Me and him sat down and we had a discussion. He asked me, Crow, how do you feel about the current group? I feel like I finally have a group of all 8 people on the same page who want the same goal. We want Primal first. That is our goal. That is what we're striving for. Mind you, like it's a goal. It is, it's like being in an NFL team. At the end of the season, every team wants to hoist the Lombardi and be like, yo, we won the Super Bowl. But only one team can do it. 32 teams. Couple thousand, what is it? 32 teams, 65-man roster, 65 people everyone on 32 teams. That's a lot of people vying for the same fucking goal, but only one team does it. Same thing here. 8-man teams, everybody vying for it, but only one team will be able to say, we are Primal first. And I feel like for once, I have a group of 8 people who are focused, dialed in, and want the exact same thing. Now, will we get it? I don't know. We'll see. We got live letters this Friday. At the time of recording, it is the Sunday before the live letter. Yeah, live letters on Friday this week. This is this is Thanksgiving week. So, I look at this group, and it's the best group I've put together. Hands down, this is the best group I've put together. And I know a lot of people, I'm just going to say it, I know Ite feels like he doesn't belong, but trust me, he does. I need him to believe in himself, because he can do this. I know he's always like, I fucking suck, why do I belong in this group? If he wasn't good enough, he wouldn't be here. Any of them, if they weren't good enough, they wouldn't be here. I don't settle. The last time I settled, I damn near lost a bunch of friends when I settled. I've had ups and downs in this game, and last tier was definitely a down. As talented as that group was, we failed. And when we cleared Shiva, we turned off stream and we were all sitting there talking and everybody was happy. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to be that guy that does the kick to the nuts. But I immediately stopped the celebration and let them know we fucking failed. We sucked. We sucked massive dick last year. Eden's verse was nothing to be happy about. That is why we have had a major turnover. Like, the only people from that original group, barring Subs, because, because of the reason she left, barring Subs and Rabby and Sayako, everybody else got the boot. Everybody else got the boot. They had to go. Sayako, I would raid with him again. Sayako is not a bad player. I think he was kind of mentally unprepared for week 1. But I think now that he's had that experience, if he did it again, he'd be great. He'd be great at it. Because there's a certain mentality you have to wake up at like 9 a.m. every morning and do something. There's a certain level of there's a certain mental you have to do that. And to do that over the course of a couple of days. With as many roadblocks as we had last year, because week 1, we missed 3 days of raid. We didn't raid Thursday. We raided for like 4 hours on Friday. We did not raid at all on Saturday. And we did not raid at all on Sunday. So, we had a lot of trials and tribulations. At the end of the day, we got it done. Wasn't how I wanted to get it done. But, it is what it is. But I let everybody know that failure is something that I had to carry, and I'm still carrying. It's why I'm nervous about this tier. Because I've had to carry the failure that was my group, the failure of us not being able to do what we set out to do. I've just had to carry that these past couple of months. And I don't like failure. When I played football in high school, I didn't like it. When we lost the game, I was the first one fucking throwing shit. I was pissed. I don't like to lose. I don't think anyone likes to lose. I think when you raid, especially in this game, when you raid, you're competitive. Like, that's just it. That's it. When you raid in a hardcore group, you're competitive. Like you can say, "Oh, we're not world pro," which is why when Move pulls that bullshit out their ass, but they're not world progging. Miss me with that shit. Every last person in that group is competitive. You can say, "Oh, we're not world progging. We just want to clear it as fast as possible." Bullshit. I'm and I might get some shit for this later. But I'm just gonna say, and don't get me wrong, I love Move. I love the group. Like, Stall's a good friend of mine. I love Q and all of them. They were a fantastic group, and watching them in T was fun. Watching everybody in T, from them, Arthur's, all of them, watching Abyssum, all of those guys, it was fun. But to say, "Oh, we're not world progging," we just casually got world second T. I know there's a lot of debate that say, "Oh, the T wasn't really a world race type thing," because of what happened with Rafter's group, what happened over there in Entropy, where I think it was Aya had classes, so he could only go so long, and they were just like, "Oh, if we don't clear it by then, it's just whatever," and they didn't do it, and the shit happens. That shit happens, It's an ultimate. They're just like, fuck it, But I know for how well we did in T, which we should have cleared it a lot earlier, had Elusive not been there. But things happen. It is what it is. We cleared it before Christmas, which was the overarching goal. The overarching goal was to clear before Christmas, which we did do. And I think it was everybody's first time. Well, not mine, not Azur's. I think it was a lot of people's first time progging an ultimate at content, progging it immediately when it dropped. Me and Azur had done it before. I think Soma might have. I think someone progged Uwu when it was out and relevant. But I don't think she did Ukab when it was relevant. Cause Soma didn't clear till like right before I remade Crow's Murder. I think something like that. I'd have to ask her. But anyways, not to get too far off topic. I feel that the burden of feeling like I failed, I did. I failed my group last year. I failed as a raid leader. I did not do everything that was necessary to prepare us for the tier. We were not prepared. We were not. I spent way too much time worried and dealing with outside sources and outside things that should have just been handled. Like, those are things that should have just been handled. And like I said, you learn from your mistakes. Every tier I learn. And that is what this video is for. So I can look back on this someday and be like, okay, what mistakes did I make in the past? Okay, cool. How do I fix these mistakes? Because at the end of the day, you're going to fail sometimes. But the thing is, you need to learn from those mistakes. You can't. I'm going to talk some more sports ball. So some people may not understand. If you're up against Patrick Mahomes and you're running a cover 3 and he's constantly shredding that fucking defense, you gotta get the fuck out of the cover 3. I'm sorry. You can't keep doing that. He's fucking shredding you for 20 yards a pass. If you can't play the same way. We failed. Okay, cool. How do we not fail next year? Well, some people have to go. Unfortunately, and that's just the nature of this. Like, there are a lot of groups that are constantly changing out members because they want to get better. Now, a good group can settle in, find good players, and you build them up. And that is what I feel like. That's what I feel I've done. Especially with Soma and Azuru. I took two already good players and built and surrounded them with other good players. When you're surrounded with other good players, you play better. Like, point blank. Draft breath on self. Shut the fuck up. Sports ball. When you play with other good players, your level of play comes up. I was as casual as they were until I met Nahira. And just like him coming into my streams, yelling at me, Crow, stop quad weaving, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't know what the fuck a GCD was until he explained it to me. He's like, why are you not rolling your GCD? And I remember like, what the fuck is a GCD? And Nahira took me to a crash course school on just the game in general. And I owe a lot of the growth I've had in this game to him. Shout out to Nahira, my co-tank, this upcoming tier. We have come a long way from him teaching me to being my co-tank. It's been one hell of a ride. But the healing in this group, from the start of Stormblood when we had Alex, it was good. We cleared the tier week 1. Then we got subs. She came and Parses didn't look pretty. A couple of people told me to cut her, but then there were like 2 people who were like, yo, she has the potential. Sita was like, she has the potential, and Cara Novell, a friend of mine, was like, she does. She has great potential to be a really good healer. And she was. Her first ever, I remember the one knock everybody had against her, but the one knock against her was that she had never cleared an ultimate. I think at the time she had gotten to the start of Titan in Uwu, and she got to the very start. She said she saw the fucking Heavens Fall thing drop in the middle at the start of Nail, and that was as far as she's been in both ultimates. But the biggest knock against her was that she didn't clear an ultimate. I don't think an ultimate is the end all be all of a player's potential. Mind you, it helps to have the clears of them, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, again, there's only so much a parse can tell you. You can, like I said, you can be straight 99 down the board, but then you at Prague, you fucking suck. I took a chance on her, and it paid off. Like, I will say this. Our strongest members in T were Soma, Subs, and Rabby. Hands down. Those 3 were the strongest members we had in T. In Prague. Those 3 were the strongest players we had. And to have your healing core be your strongest players along with your caster, that goes a long fucking way in Prague. When your healers aren't fumbling, people aren't dying to autos or just random ass damage. The thing about Subs and Soma, when they got a handle of something, rarely did we fuck it up. Rarely did we just die to an anomaly. I think the biggest anomaly we had was sometimes Subs would miss an Asuna every now and then. And it wasn't even that often. It would happen maybe once or twice a night, and we would raid for like 5 hours a night. Excuse me. That's gross. But yeah, we would raid, like I said, we were raiding 5 hours a night. And for subs to only fuck it up like once or twice a night, that was huge. That was huge. I know Elusive felt like, but it was just like, bro, it's once or twice a night. How many times do you pass the wrong color to the wrong person? How many times do you fuck up wormhole? We got clips. Again, we're not gonna get into that. Last time I did a stream like that, things happen. But anyways, the group was good. The DPS did what they needed to do. Azuru, that's my girl. That's my girl. Nothing but love for her. One of the strongest melee players I've ever had in this group. Sayako, I will say this. I have a habit of getting range that I really like as people. I don't think, with the exception of Ver, and I liked Ver, he was my boy back in the day. I don't think I've ever had a range aside from Ver that I just disliked. I love the Aegis. I love Sayako. I love Sybil. And you know Alice, who is our current range, got nothing but that. That's the homie. You know. You know, I've picked a lot of good people at range, with the exception of Elusive. But aside from him, one blemish in a sea of really good players that I have nothing but love for. I honestly would go as far as to say top two. Like if I had to say who I feel is our strongest range, the strongest range we've had. As much as I love Sayako, I'm going to say Alice, and here's why. Sayako's a good player, don't get me wrong. And if given the time and the opportunity, he probably could have played Dancer and fucking Bard at a really high level. Alice can play them all at a really fucking high level. The girl, if given an opportunity, the girl could 99 every last physical range. She's that good at them. I mean, whenever she starts talking about dancer shit, I just kind of tune her out because I'm just like, I don't understand twerking, okay? I watch it, I don't understand it. But, you know, this group has evolved from a lot from T going into Eden's verse and now this tier. This tier, we got a damn near completely new squad. You have me and Nahir at tank. You have Soma and Leon at the healers. And at the DPS, you have Azuru, Ite, Alice, and Reyna. We'll talk about the wild card Reyna in a bit. But just looking at this group, if I was going to build a group that can compete for Primal First, it's this group. But we're going to have to be careful. We cannot fall in the pitfall traps. We cannot get hung up on shit. And the number one thing, we cannot get frustrated with each other. And that brings me to just kind of like, before we talk about the group, just how we got here. You know, pretty much after last tier, you know, Rabbi was leaving because of work. Sayako was leaving because of work. And I looked at it. Two of my strongest players were leaving. So I was like, well, okay. Two of my strongest players are leaving. It's time to clean house then. Michu left. And we had to find a healer. You know, that became a struggle. And so before I knew it, I'm just staring at it, and it's just me, Subs, Soma, and Azura as the core, as what I know is going to be the core members going into next tier, going into 5.4. And I'm just looking at this like, fuck, I gotta fucking recruit. And we went through the whole thing with, I'm not gonna say any names because I don't want the drama about it, but while the person who healed with us for UCOB was in a lot of ways, still is a good friend of mine, despite the fact that he hurt two people who are very close to me, one of them has been my friend for a long time. She is my healer. The other is just a really good fucking friend who even now is concerned about me. So all that drama aside, I do still think that this guy is a good person. All bullshit drama aside, I do think he's a good person, and maybe someday we'll talk again. But whatever. Until then, it is what it is. But I'm looking at the group and I'm just like, well, fuck, dude. I gotta recruit. And then, we go into T, and I'm frustrated with T because we're coming off UCOB, which, because of the whole drama that was going on with the shit in UCOB, I was already stressed. And my biggest fear was Alice was going to leave us. And I didn't want to have to recruit another physical ranged, especially when I had one that I just knew was going to work. And I snapped at subs. And I was wrong for it. I look back on it, I was damn wrong. Looking back on it, like, Alice just point blank told me, yeah, you were wrong. Like, and I was wrong. Because at the end of the day, and when I did it, I talked to a friend of mine named Haru Yoshino. And I talked to Haru, and he's just like, when you're in a situation like that, what can you do to make the situation better? Because the person already knows they fucked up. They already know they fucked up. You yelling at them doesn't change anything. It doesn't make it better. It just highlights highlights a person who already feels shitty. Shut up, Nira. It just highlights a person who already feels shitty that they fucked up. And I was wrong. And this goes back to, and that was just kind of like a downward spiral for the group. And I remember after that night and subs left, I had a meeting with the Static that week while we were looking for her replacement. I remember, it was me, Alice, and me, Alice, Soma. I think I had Soviet and Sita sit in on that conversation, that Static meeting. And I apologize, and I'll apologize again. I apologize to the Static, and I apologize to subs. I was wrong. I was flat out wrong, and I'm sorry. I'm human. I make mistakes, but like I said, I learn from them. There is a channel in my Discord that no one can see except for like me and 3 other people because they have admin permissions. It is a channel called Murder Ranting. At the time, it seemed like a good idea to create a channel where we can just, as a Static, we can all get our frustrations with each other off our chest. In theory, it was great. In practice, it was not. It was a fucking shit show of flaming of just one person whose name I will not say. But she was our old white mage. Will not say anything because I'm not trying to catch another hammer. All in all, and I keep that channel for a reason. So I can remember another time I failed my group by putting my emotions and friendship for one person and weighing that and deciding that was more in person. That person's validation was more important than my group and our aspirations to be better. And I almost lost a lot of good friends because of that shit. I will never make that mistake again. I keep that channel, and like I said, nothing gets posted in there. It's just so I can go back and look and remember. Because if you don't study history, you're doomed to repeat it. And if I don't pay attention to the pitfalls and mistakes that I make, then I'm going to repeat them again, and Crow's Murder will never go anywhere. And I don't want to make those mistakes. Not this time. Not with the group I have now. I have a group of people that, honestly speaking, would probably go to war for me. And I go to war for them too. There is not a single person in my group that I dislike. I like all of them. I feel like all of them are good players. I mean, hell, the hero's established. Like, nigga put a stamp on it. Like, if there was a Final Fantasy 14 Hall of Fame, that motherfucker is a goddamn first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, put a stamp on it, certified. Reyna, never met a caster like him. Never met a player like him. Consistent, smart. And the thing about Reyna, the one knock I had on him, and that goes back to, we'll talk about strengths and weaknesses, and I guess we can kind of do that now. And I'll start with Reyna. Reyna, I feel, is our strongest player. Point blank. Point blank. He is our strongest player. He is going to carry us this upcoming tier. Reyna is consistent. Reyna is good. And I like the one knock I had on him is that he didn't communicate much. But he is being more vocal. I think that's the thing about people when they come into this group. They come in a little quiet, but as they get to know people and they start to feel more comfortable, they start talking. Because the one knock I had on Reyna in T-Prog was that he was real quiet. I don't need him to be a chatterbox, but the one thing I do need him to do is speak up like, yo, I got that raise. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Because the one thing I'll say, the one night Zab came with us, Zab communicated every raise. Zab has hardcore raider mentality. If only his damage could keep up with that. He communicated every raise. I'm in Dreadworm, I'll get him. Like, that shit was coming. Reyna's getting there. I just need him to speak up more. And it's for, like I said, because at the end of the day, we're going to get through Prog communicating with each other. Mechanics come out, everybody needs to be looking, everybody needs to be paying attention. Your DPS doesn't matter if we don't kill it. Get to a point where we know the mechanics and can execute them the correct way, and then you work your damage in. Because once you have cleaning rages, it's like, okay, cool. Where do we squeeze in the damage? And this group has never had a problem with damage. Damage has never been an issue, and it doesn't look like it's going to be one now. Reyna is our carry DPS, like flat point blank period. I've talked to him, but I'm going to reiterate it to him again, just how important his role is. Our caster can't be on the ground more. No matter, he's going to die. Like, don't get me wrong, he's going to die as Prog. He's going to die. But once he dies, he needs to figure out why he died and make sure it doesn't happen. It is imperative that your caster be your most consistent fucking member. Your caster and your healers need to be your most consistent fucking members. Because if healers are constantly dying, then the whole group's gonna die. If your caster's constantly on the ground, then why is he even there? His job is to pick up the fucking stupid melees that eat shit. A caster's job in Prog is to scrape the fucking melees off the ground. That is a caster's job in Prog. Because melees and tanks are going to do some stupid uptime bullshit in Prog to get an extra GCD. And the caster's job is like, all right, you fucked up and ate a goddamn chariot to the face and got one shot. I got to scrape you off the ground now. That is the caster's job. The caster's job is to alleviate the idiot check from the healers. So that way, okay, idiot died. Let me pick this motherfucker up. That is the fucking caster's job. Pick us up off the floor. Because we're going to do some dumb shit. And I can tell you right now, Reyna, you in chat? Reyna, baby, you're going to be scraping me off the floor a lot during Prog, boo-boo. Because the one mistake, and I'll get to myself, but I'll just say right now, the one thing I do in Prog is I play too safe. I play too safe. I'm going to take a few risks this upcoming tier. Because I have to. I have to play better than I have in the past. But Reyna's our strongest member. By far. By far our strongest member. Wouldn't trade him for the world. Love him. Like, he has come in and he has become a friend. And, you know, like I said, I look at my static as my second family. And fortunately for my static, they're a family I like hanging out with. I spend fucking 9 hours, you know, I spend fucking 12 plus hours a week with these fuckers. So yeah, they're my family. I love them. I'm going to be spending 16 plus hours a day this upcoming tier with these fuckers. Like, I better like them. I'm going to be in Discord with them all day. They're going to be the first voices I hear when I wake up. So yeah, I better like them. But nah, like Reina, strongest. I honestly speaking, the strongest player we have right now, like hands down. When Soviet asked me, looking at from Reina to Rabbi, did you lose anything? I just told him no. I feel like we got a slight upgrade, ever so slightly. Like Rabbi's a good player, Reina's just slightly better, just slightly. Um, we'll look at the physical range position. Alice is smart, fucking funny, little gremlin. That's our gremlin. Um, Alice is really strong player. I remember when we did UCOB and we finished it, and Soviet messaged me. He's like, lock her up. He's like, lock her up for your group for next year. Do it. She is a really strong, smart player. And I did. But then I got to see Alice in T-Prog, and she impressed me more. The only knock on Alice is that I feel like she beats herself up more than anyone else. And I feel like she expresses it outwardly in a way that seems aggressive, but I don't take it as aggressive. Like that was the other day where she wiped, and I think Nahira was trying to kind of like figure out what happened. And it sounded like she snapped at him. She didn't. It's just, I know that feeling. When you fuck something up and you do it consistently enough, and it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I've been there. As perfect as I play, I fuck up. I fuck up a lot, actually. Not a lot, but I do fuck up occasionally from time to time. And I think with Alice, the biggest weakness she has is that she's too hard on herself. That's it. It's Prague, honey. You kind of fuck up. It's okay. It's okay to fuck up a mechanic multiple times. It's okay. You will figure it out. There is no mechanic in this game that I can say I honestly cannot do. I look at a mechanic like, bro, there's no fucking way I'm going to be able to do that shit. And then I do it. It's okay to fuck up. You're human. Like, trust me when I say, when I look at this group, I don't think any one person will be a reason we don't get Primal first. I think this group has all the potential in the world to do it. But to quote Nahira, you can talk a big game, but when it's time to show up, will we actually show up? That is the question. We could talk and say we're going to do it, but when we're actually in those fights and it's actually time, will we do it is the question. We can shout from the rooftops that we're going to be Primal first, but fuck, we get in there and we spend 8 hours in the fucking first fight, we ain't getting first in shit. Execution is what's going to get us Primal first. Cohesion, group synergy, these are the things that are going to get us Primal first. At the end of the day, week 1 is what we're aiming for. Primal first is just that sticker at the top. That's the Lombardi trophy. That is what we want to hoist at the end of the season. Right now, week 1, that's making the playoffs. That's making the playoffs, baby. And that is the overall goal. Every team starts the season saying we're gonna win the Lombardi. But at the end of the day, it's like it starts in one spot, making the playoffs. Alright? And that is what we quote unquote have to do. As a group, that is what we have to do. We have to make the fucking playoffs. Like, I think when I look at this group, and I'm gonna highlight the other members, this is a good group. Best group I've probably ever put together. Alice is a strong player. She can play all 3 physical range. She plays them at a high level. She is mechanically consistent. She's just too hard on herself, and that's just the one thing. If we're gonna get through, we cannot have her mentally shut down. That is so detrimental to Prague, for her to shut down mentally, not on the group but on herself. Because the worst thing you can do is shut down on yourself mentally and spiral out of control. Because then it just starts snowballing. And then you start making mistakes you normally wouldn't make. Or you start not hitting buttons. That is the biggest mistake she could make. And honestly speaking, it's something she'll overcome. I think once we get in there and once she gets a feel for Prague, it'll all snap together. At the end of the day, it's all gonna come together. But Alice, I think, is like being able to multi-class is a huge thing. And I know she can play red mage, she can play all three physical range. Having that flexibility is something that's huge. Um, like I said, strong player, just needs to not be so hard on herself. Fix that, and she'll be perfect. Brings me to the wild card, our Dragoon, our fucking wannabe Soviet. For as much shit as I give Ite during a melee I'd rather have than him, the motherfucker is fun. The only knock I have against him is that he needs to realize that this is Crow's murder. It's only room for one angry nigga here, and that's me. That's always gonna be me. My biggest issue was could I rein in Ite's attitude, and I feel like I've done a good job. He understands his role here. He understands that I don't give a fuck. Your ass can hit that door if you don't like how I run it. But he's been good. Stepped his play up a lot. I think, again, you play with good people, it elevates your game. And I think at the end of the day, that's all Ite's wanted, is to play around good players. He finally got his chance. You got a seat at the table, my nigga. Time to earn that food. Only knock against Ite is that he feel like he doesn't have to try as hard anymore. Nah, you gotta try 10 times harder now. Because at the end of the day, Reina and Azuru are gonna have to carry DPS. That's their job. But damn it, you still gotta fucking hit your positionals, my nigga. You gotta hit every fucking riding that you can. Communicate with the tanks if you feel the boss is moving too much. Keep your fucking anger under control and we will be fine. Good player. Soviet gave you the stamp. Soviet sat up there and said, yo, he deserves a spot at the table. Well, here you go. Don't choke. It brings me to my monk. Good old Azuru Mitsuki. What can I say about that bitch that I ain't already said? Strongest monk player I've ever met in my life. Motherfucker. The bitch knows monk inside and out. Bitch knows monk inside and out. One of the most consistent and strongest players we've had. Up until Reina, Azuru was our strongest DPS up until Reina. I'm putting her at second though. And that's just because she plays melee. Reina plays a caster, so automatically he gets the first spot. But Azuru, strong player. Strong player. And I honestly think, and in all honesty, I think y'all are fucking wild. I just realized Sayo said something. What's up, Sayo? My bad, I missed your comment. Let me just read what Sayo said real quick. You do have that effect on people though. Well, the group does. Once people come in there, and it was the same way with Alpha, it's pretty easy to communicate. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. People usually come in nervous, and then they just kind of fit right in. And at the end of the day, that's really all you can ask people to do. Just come in, just kind of relax, and just play your game, But yeah, Azure, strong player, Monk faithful. We'll see the buffs that Monk gets. Like I said, we'll know it all Friday. We'll know everything there is to know come Friday, boy. I look at this group, and again, like we've gained a lot of stronger players. Like I said, you look at when Soviet asked me, how you feel about the melee position going from Yua to Ite. We gained. Don't get me wrong, I like Yua, but he didn't care. He didn't try. And eventually you will reach the point where you start phoning it in. And when Soma comes to me, it's like, I hate giving you a cards because I don't feel like I get a good return on them. When Soma feels like she's not getting a return on her cards, then you're fucking up. you know, and cause when she just feels like, oh well, I got another melee card. Zuru already has one. Well, here you go, Crow. And then she's giving cards to me, the Dark Knight, because she just doesn't trust you to do anything with it. But we gained, we gained in our physical range. We gained in our melee. We didn't lose anything because Zuru's still here. So for what we've replaced, I feel like we've gained. Now that brings me to the healer spots. I'll start with Soma first. The queen bitch of Crow's murder. I'm gonna be honest. Soma's this group's hidden carry. Like we got the casters, we got the monks. Soma's the hidden carry though. Smartest motherfucker I've ever seen touch this. One of the smartest motherfuckers I've seen touch this goddamn game. Like Soma doesn't say much. At least she didn't used to. But the amount of growth she's had, and again, I attest her growth as a teammate to Jay. Subs came in and she kind of made Soma talk, which was a good thing, because the one knock I had against Soma was she was too quiet. She wouldn't tell the tanks what she needed. She wouldn't really communicate with us. She just let us have free reign. And so it just kind of came to me to be like, okay, well, cool. The tanks are going to use mitigation here, 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 and here. I didn't know if it was the right spots. I didn't know if they needed shit in other places. But the one thing, I noticed it in T, and it carried over, and it's still there. When Subs joined, Subs was vocal. Crow, where are you using this? Where are you using that? Michu, where are you using this? Where are you using that? And that vocal nature rubbed off on Soma to the point where even now, okay, where's your reprisal, Crow? It's here. Okay, can you move it here? And can you put your Dark Missionary here? Sure. Because at the end of the day, that's raid-wide mitigation. I can just throw it out in prog, but when a healer tells me, hey, I want it here, cool, you got it. Because at the end of the day, I don't know where to use these things. If the healers want it in a different spot, then my job is to listen to the healers. Someone says, I want reprisal here. Okay, reprisal's there. I need Dark Missionary here. Okay, it's there. We need Veil here. Okay, it's there. Imagine in prog, we're just going to throw this shit out until we're told otherwise, but that's just the thing. Like, that started when... It's there, but it's not. I fucking hate Veil. Please change that. I hate that they have to heal you to pop it, but it's prog. They'll be healing anyway. But yeah, just that in general, like for the short time that Jay was here, she changed the group, like for the better. It was all bullshit aside. She changed the group for the better. Soma actually talks. Soma actually talks, and she communicates, and she's trying to learn where she's asking DPS like, okay, what are your burst intervals and all that shit. I can tell you right now, she knows my burst intervals. Someone knows my burst is like I always tell her, my burst is fucking every 90 seconds. That is my burst interval. I have a little mini whatever at 60. I have a full. I have mild chub at 90. But every 2 minutes, I have a full blown erection. So I pretty much tell her whenever divination comes up, I'm full blown blowing my load because I have fucking Frey up there, and I have fucking delirium. I'm blowing a full blown load every 2 minutes. We busting one every 2 minutes, bro. Like Soma's, she's gotten to where she's asking, like, okay, well, who's got bursting, especially like, and I like that. She's like, okay, who am I getting the most usage out of this card? I like that. Like I said, Soma, the hidden carrier of this group, love her to death. Like, could not see this group being the same without her. I am glad that she turned down all the other groups to join a dream that I had. Love her though. That's the homie. And that brings me to our newest healer, Leon. Leon's an enigma because I haven't seen him prog anything yet. Well, I've seen him prog some older content, but I haven't seen him like prog anything at level. So I think looking at Leon's strengths and weaknesses, I mean, a nigga can hit glare, can hit it like there's no tomorrow. I think looking at going from subs to Leon, I feel like it was an upgrade. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying subs is a bad healer. She's a damn good scholar, and like I said, you know, that was Soma's choice for healer. I don't pick the healers in this group. Soma picks the healers. That is an agreement me and Soma reached. She doesn't worry about the tanks. She lets me handle the tanks. I let her handle the healers. And when we try out subs, midway through that trial, someone sends me a DM. I want her. And I'm just like, are you sure? We've got like 2 more trials left to do. I want her. And I'm just like, okay, you got it, cuz that's your healer. Go talk to her. At the time, we thought subs was a dude. Anyways, but you know, Soma picks her healers, and it's rare because I've seen her deny some healers that she didn't like. Cause don't think Soma's just gonna take anybody willy nilly. She is picky on who she's going to heal with, which is why when she just like, I want subs, I was like, okay, cool, you got it. You know, and going from that, you know, Cinnamon was with us for a little bit. She liked Cinnamon too. Cinnamon was really fun. I think we all like Cinnamon. We miss him. Love that motherfucker to death. But Leon has come in and he has just like instantly become a part of the family. Like Soma likes him, I like him, the group likes him. My only knock against Leon, again, I haven't seen him prog anything. You know, everybody else I've seen progged or progged with at some point before. So like I said, I progged with Raina, I've progged with Alice, I've progged with Ite, you know, Soma. I've watched Nahira World prog, you know. I've watched Nahira get multiple primal first. You know, at the end of the day, like, yeah, Leon can parse well. You know, and don't get me wrong, like that we're gonna need his damage. But when that 4th floor goes around, you're gonna have to GCD heal. Like point blank period. You're not optimizing in prog. Like prog needs to be treated like it's ultimate. I'm not saying fucking spam Medica 2 when there ain't no damage coming up. Be smart about it. But just like don't risk it. That's the biggest thing in prog. Like let's use our good friend Vera Soline as an example. When we went over her T-VOD, there would be a Medica 2 up with 15 seconds left. No damage incoming. She'll use another Medica 2. And it was just like, why? You've got 15 seconds on the Medica 2 that's currently out. Why are you using another one? There's no damage happening right now. What the fuck are you doing? Don't be that. Don't be that. Oh my goodness. Oh god. Cinema's reaction watching that VOD was great. Oh my good. Is she gonna cast a glare? Okay, alright. Look, I can't talk about that right now. Shut the fuck up. I can't talk about that. Anyways. But no, like just prog, don't risk it. Don't risk it. Leon, you wouldn't be the first healer I took. Like I said, you're not the first healer I've taken a risk on. I take calculated risk. I believe you're a good player. I believe you'll do fine in prog. You can't get frustrated. That's one of the biggest things. Healers and tanks we have to remain calm. And that's the one thing I can say Soma and subs did perfectly. As frustrated as they would get at the DPS for dying to dumb shit, or at Michu for fucking just being a complete and utter idiot, me for not popping cooldown sometimes, they remain calm and they've never once lost their cool. If they were frustrated, they would walk away, come back, and like, all right, cool, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's pull. And the one thing I can say about Subs is that she always had a good attitude, no matter how. No, here's the thing. I'm going a little tangent, and it pissed me off because no matter how fucking bleak shit looked, she always had an upbeat attitude, and it was so frustratingly infectious because like it would eventually hit me, and it's like, you know what? She's right. It could be worse. It could be worse. You know, and you know that's kind of like that's an attitude you want in your group though. You want someone upbeat, just be like, yo, let's just everybody chill out. We got it. And that's kind of like something I've had to come to terms with. But we'll get to me. But do I believe Leon's a good? Do I believe he's a good healer? Yes. Do I believe we're going to be fine this tier? Yes. As long as Leon can separate Parse from Prog, we'll be fine. I don't want to lose Primal first because Leon chose to cast a Glare instead of a Medica and heal the group. That's my thing. I don't want to lose on that. That would probably actually tilt me. But aside from that, like, you know, looking at it, Leon's a good healer. He's replacing what we already had, which was a good healer. So it's just, hey, you know, remain calm. Don't get frustrated and understand that Prog and Farm are two completely different things. Again, you can have all the 99s in the world, but if you suck at Prog, I don't fucking care. To quote HP, I don't give a fuck what your parse looks like. Did you clear it before me? There ain't shit I can say. I can parse better than anybody in HP's group, you know, but fuck, if HP beats me to the kill by like 3 days, I mean, shit, who really won? Like you can say, oh shit, man, fuck you, you know, like it is what it is. Like, you know, a Super Bowl caliber team can give up 58 points, but if they score 60, I mean, hey, they still won. So I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you know, you just want your players to show up, do their jobs, and move on. It brings me to my new co-tank, Nahir. Like I stated earlier, certified, put a stamp on it, USDA. If there was a Final Fantasy XIV Hall of Fame, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Nahir is as good as they come. Like, the funny thing is, the night we trialed Nahir, we had like another 4 trials to do. All 4 of the remaining trials dropped the night we trialed Nahir. And one of them, and I won't say a name, but one of them messaged me and was like, well, I looked at his parses and I don't compare to that. You should take him. Mind you, at the time we had trialed Rithen, Vic, and Nahir was the 3rd trial. We had like 4 more trials to go. But the night we trialed Nahir, people just dropped. Rithen, I'll give him this. Rithen had balls. He's like, nah, I'm still leaving my name in the hat. And I'm gonna be honest, if we didn't take him here, we probably would have took Rithen. Well, actually, more than likely would have took him. I liked Vic, and I know Vic gets a lot of shit. Vic has come a long way, though. He has come a long way as a tank. But there's only one Hero Faye. And I would have been crazy to not take him as my co-tank. And then, you know, that brings me to me. My journey to get here, to get myself and my raid group ready for this tier, has been a long one. Coming out of last year, I was upset. I was upset with our performance. And I was stressed. You know, there were a lot of stresses on me. Finding a healer because subs wanted to go tank. And then just having to replace members. Because, you know, real life happens. I'm not going to blame Rabby and Sayako for getting sidetracked by real life. That shit happens, you know, whatever. They're still friends. They're still cool. Sayako is still one of my favorite people. Rabbi is still one of my favorite people. You know, going through the stress that I had to go through, and then the stress of losing one of my favorite people, not just as my co-tank, but as my friend and a lot more. Losing that person hurt. And I had to take a step back and really decide, like, do I want to be a leader that people are afraid of? Because I know someone would make the joke that we're not afraid when you're yelling, Crow. We're afraid when you're quiet. So a little background about me: when I would get frustrated in Prague, I would just mute my mic, and I would not communicate with my team. That's horrible for a raid leader. I let my frustrations and I let my rage get the best of me, and again, I failed. And it's hard to be in Discord with people when I feel like I failed, or I feel like I'm failing. Because at the end of the day, a lot of it's me, and a lot of it is just the mentality that I have that if they fuck up, what could I have done to make it not happen? But Nahir told me something, you know, and it's been the recurring thing that he's had to drill home in my head. You can't baby people. Now, we can't do Fisher Price strats because one person can't do it. This is a hardcore group chasing Primal first. Everybody needs to be able to fucking do it. We can't design a strat. We can't design our fights to fit around one fucking person. That's not good for the group. That's not good for us. And it's not good for me. But I was a rage monster. And since subs left, that was the kick to the nuts that I needed. Losing her as my co-tank and my friend, it hurt me in a way people cannot fathom. I'm still feeling the scars from it. But it is a mistake that I made, and as a man, I have to own it. As a man, as a raid leader, I own my mistake. I am human. I fuck up. My emotions get the best of me. But all I can do is move forward, and that is what happened. Soma, Alice, and them, they picked me up. They helped me dust off, and they told me, hey, we're right here. Let's go. And I've added other people in this group that, like I said, fucking love these guys, man. And Crow, if you're watching this months from now, like I said, I don't know who's still in the group. I don't know who's left. I don't know if we got Primal first or not, bro. If we did, fucking grats. If we didn't, back to the drawing board. There's a new expansion coming out. Focus on what you did right. Focus on what you did wrong. And improve. If you get Primal first, then hey, fucking did it. If you don't look at it as a failure. Look at it as a chance to grow. You didn't fail, man. You guys just came up slightly short. But as a leader, you have to stay strong for the group. Ver told me something back in the old days of Crow's Murder, back when we were just a mid-core group. A leader is a person that has people skills and can communicate with people and bring the best out of them. And the day he told me, Crow, you are that person, I cried then, and I'm gonna cry now. Because all my life I've been told I'm good with people. I'm good at communicating when I'm not angry. I do let my emotions get the best of me. And for all the failures that I've had a lot of highs. The past 2 tiers, I've built groups of people that I genuinely enjoy playing with. And at the end of the day, that is the first thing. Find a group of people that you genuinely enjoy fucking playing with. That is the first step in doing something that you really want to fucking do. I enjoy everybody I raid with. Nahir, Ite, fucking Raina, Alice, my little gremlin. Like, Leon. I love these guys. These, second family. And at the end of the day, I don't want to let them down. I look at this group, and I honestly feel like, and I told somebody this, I think it was Soviet, and I told him, I was like, I feel like I'm the weakest link in the group right now. And Soviet's comeback was, well, Crow, if you're the weakest link in that group, then that group has a damn good shot for Primal first. Soviet is like that mentor that when I'm feeling like utter shit, he's there to remind me that you're damn good at this fucking game. Now go prove it. I don't know how this tier is going to shape up. I don't know how we're going to do. I know what I want us to do. But at the end of the day, like I said, start of the season, we put up the hey, Primal first. That's the end goal. Now it's time to go through the 4 fights and do it. And there's a lot of competition for Primal first. You've got, if Unreal doesn't do scuffed hours, Unreal is going to be a big contender for it. You've got Meme Team, the past Primal first. You've got Miranda's group, Karif and them. And there are other groups too. You've got Mike's old group with fucking Honk and Felix, A lot of good groups out there. And we have to earn our place to be mentioned with those groups. Because when it's all said and done, people only remember first place. To quote Duwu earlier, if you're not first, you're last. If any group is going to do it, it's going to be this one. Because at the end of the day, you don't have to be the best. You don't have to be fucking 99 percentile parsers to get a week 1 clear. You have to be consistent at mechanics and be able to communicate as a group. And that is what we will do. We've still got time to prep. We've still got some work to do. And, sorry for my week-long absence. But we've got time. We've got time to get ready. We've got nothing but time. And I think we will be ready. I don't want to let this group down. I don't want to be the reason we fail. Because if I'm the reason we fail, it's not going to be good for me. It's not going to be good for me. Like I said, this whole stream is just something that, like I said, because I don't have the hard drive space on my goddamn computer, it's just inner thoughts that I'm expressing in video form to come back and look at later. To Crow's murder. The current members and the future ones, or whoever decides to watch this, that's either from the group past or present. I love you guys. Y'all family. Got me through some fucking dark times, I tell you that right now. Getting me through one now. Cause Lord knows past like 2-3 months have been rough. With all the shit with my dad and just everything else going on. It's been a rough couple of months. I have not been the greatest. But you guys keep me focused, you keep me pushing, and you keep me somewhat sane and happy. So I appreciate it. And as your leader, I promise I won't let you down. Believe in me like I believe in y'all. And I promise we'll get through this. Y'all are more than just people on a video game. You are more than just data. You are more than just numbers. You are actual people who I actually care about. And thank you for not just raiding with me and spending an absorbent amount of time on a video game with me, but the time that we spend out of the game just chilling in Discord, fucking watching John Wick or fucking watching Nanners videos or playing other shit when 14 gets on our fucking nerves, whether it be Genshin Impact or fucking Deep Space Galactic. I enjoyed the time I get to spend with you guys, and I appreciate you. Now, let me stop being all emotional and shit and get myself together. Like I said, it's been a long week. We are back to the grindstone on Tuesday. Back to raid. I'm looking forward to it. Back with my bundle of 7 idiots. Alright, I'm good. But, all in all, if I've ever built a group that can do it, it's this one. So we'll just have to wait and see. Live Letters Friday, as of the time that, time recording, me recording this, it is fucking what, Sunday? Sunday, 7:40 p.m. CST. What a week this has been. But when it's all said and done, whether we get Primal first, Primal second, or third, or whatever, wherever the fuck we finish, I'm just happy I get to do it with you guys. But let's get Primal first, though. Alright? Let's do it. Like, we know we can. We know we have the potential. Let's execute. Alright. Alright, Crow. Is that all you wanted to... Is that all your thoughts that you wanted to put out into the world? I think so. Like, what I'm trying to... sorry, West Coast doesn't count, Riven. Alright. I think that's everything I wanted to get out. I need to go eat. I haven't had an actual meal in days. So, let me actually go get some actual food and relax in my bed that I have not been in for a fucking week. So I can just unwind, decompress, because it's been a rough week, rough couple of days. So I want to guys leaving for Corky's again and not coming back. I'll be back. I'm probably just gonna order a pizza or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. And listening to me ramble for what was a fucking hour and 22 minutes of me rambling about my group and just how we've gone from point A to point B. And again, I'm just glad to have the group that I have. And I'm looking forward to walking through hell and high water with them in about 2 weeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here and upload this to fucking YouTube so I can have this to look at in the future and look back on. And again, Crow, I don't know when you're watching this, whether it be maybe a couple of months, a year down the line, but I hope whatever has happened, wherever the group is, I hope you're at least happy. I hope you're as happy, I hope you're as happy at that point in time that you are in this point in time. And I hope that you still have a group of people that you enjoy raiding with and make you look forward to raid every single fucking day. And I hope you motherfuckers got Primal first, because I swear to God, if we didn't, I'm actually gonna scream. Alright. Well, let me get on up out of here. I appreciate everybody for watching and listening to me ramble. Fucking Leon, Ite, Alice, Sayo for coming through. I appreciate it. And just everybody else. Like I said, Crows, murder members past and present. I appreciate everybody and I love you. Alright? I may not be a perfect leader. I may fuck up. I may fall. I may screw up. But this is my group and I'm always going to try to be better for them. And I had the wrong fucking chat cover. Before I end stream, let me find the other chat cover. I need to probably delete this one anyways. Yeah, delete that one actually. Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it this one? Oh no, that's that. But god damn it. Hold on. Which one is it? Okay, no, no, that's Happy Crow. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. OBS, can you stop for real? Okay, wait, motherfucker, dude. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yep, that's the one. Now I just have to make this one disappear. Mind your business, really. That's why I got DMs. Mind your damn business. What the fuck? There it is. All right. There we go. Alright, there we go. Everything's back to normal. Mind your damn business, really. Alright, let me get on up out of here. Let me find somebody to throw this host over to. Oh, God. I need to eat. I am feeling emotional. Oh, hold on. Where is it? Yeah. Hit that ad real quick. And look at that revenue. Yeah. And look at that ad revenue real quick. Yeah. We don't stream for free around this, bitch. What you thought this was? You thought we streaming for free? Nah. Nah, we don't stream free around here. Hey, yo, y'all niggas wanna fuck y'all. Last, yo, I bet. Do I have your Primes app? Do I have it? Cause I don't know. You ain't subbed to me. Zab. You ain't got no thing next to your name. It timed that way. You better untime it. Better hit it now before I end stream. Hit it now. Hang on, guys. I'll be back in 5 seconds. Almost done with these fucking. Oh. Poor Rhythm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rhythm. Almost done with these fucking ads. My bad, Rhythm. My bad, dog. Listen, homie. Listen. Oh, shit. Hey, Leon with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you for joining the Work Crow Army. Hey, congrats. Enjoy your cool new emotes. At least I think my emotes are there. I'm pretty sure they're there. I don't fucking know. I'm pretty sure they're there, though. In return for a block. Hey. But yeah, let me get on up out of here. For my group, I will see you guys on Tuesday in stream. That is when I will be back. With my raid group, my family. We will be doing more 6S. We have a lot more prep to do. A lot of work ahead of us to get ready for the tier. But I know these guys will get it. You know, I'm taking that perk away to fucking just unlock my fucking emotes. I'm taking that shit away. Fuck out of here. That bullshit. Fucking Alice and Suko keep doing that shit. Fucking subscribe to me, you fucking cheap fucks. Alright, whatever. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Alright, I'm finna go ahead and throw this host over to... Oh, shit, cuz. Is that Sayo Mayo? Ayo! Sayo, I appreciate the sub. Thanks, man. Alice, I swear to God, you cheap fuck. Let me throw this host over to somebody before Alice makes me fucking kill her. Who am I gonna host? Who's streaming actually? I'm gonna throw you guys over to... Damn, oh, Ash is streaming. Okay, I'm gonna throw you guys over to Ash. That's the homie. So raid channel. Alright. So I'm gonna throw you guys over to the homie Ash. Go watch her. She's really good, kinda sometimes, maybe. Nah, that's the homie, she's good. Oh, she's streaming with Webcam, finna go fuck with her. But yeah, I appreciate the subs. Thanks, Leon and Sale. I appreciate it. Love you guys. For my raid group, like I said, I will see you guys on Tuesday. When I will be back Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you West Coast fucks, I don't fucking know because your time zone doesn't exist. Goodbye, everybody. Love you all. Yeah, that's right, Rhythm. West Coast doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.